Ever wonder how some people quietly get rich while everyone else assumes they're just average? They don't drive flashy cars, they don't brag, and yet, years later, you find out they've built a fortune. As Henry Ford once said, "If people understood the banking system, there would be a revolution tomorrow morning." The truth is, real wealth is built quietly, through small moves that compound over time. In this video, I'll share 10 smart moves you can make to build wealth without anyone even realizing it. My name is Ivan, and I help people understand the psychology and mechanics behind building real wealth. If you're tired of wondering why your bank account never seems to grow despite making decent money, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if this video helps you figure out where you have been going wrong. Number 1, automate your wealth. Here's the truth, most people don't fail at saving because they don't want to save. They fail because life always gets in the way. You plan to put aside $500, but then an emergency expense or an impulse buy wipes it out. That's why quietly wealthy people take willpower out of the equation altogether. They set up automatic transfers that move money into savings or investments the moment their paycheck lands. Think of it as paying your future self first. If $200 goes into an index fund every payday before you even see it in your checking account, you don't feel deprived. You just adjust to living on what's left. One teacher automated $50 a week into her brokerage account and jokes she can't even remember her login because she never has to touch it. Years later, she was shocked by how much had built up. This is the power of automation. Out of sight, out of mind, and quietly, your money compounds in the background. No stress, no second guessing, just inevitable progress toward wealth that nobody else even notices. Number 2, fight lifestyle creep. One of the biggest silent killers of wealth is lifestyle creep. As your income grows, it feels natural to upgrade. Nicer car, bigger apartment, more nights out. But here's the trap. Those upgrades quietly eat every extra dollar you earn, leaving you stuck at the same financial level despite making more money. A friend of mine got a big promotion and immediately leased a new SUV and moved into a loft downtown. On paper, her salary had jumped by 30%, but within months, her bank balance looked the same as before. The raise was gone, swallowed up by lifestyle inflation. Smart, stealth wealth builders flip the script. When they get a raise, they freeze their lifestyle for a year. Instead of upgrading, they channel the new money into savings, investments, or debt repayment. A graphic designer once kept living with roommates for 2 years after her promotion, saving $500 a month. She invested it into a real estate fund, and within a few years, those dividends nearly covered her rent when she finally moved out. That's the real power here. By resisting lifestyle creep, you turn temporary sacrifice into permanent freedom. You keep your wealth invisible, your options open, and your financial momentum compounding. The world sees the same old you, while your money grows behind the scenes. Number 3, harness compound interest. Early. If stealth wealth has a superpower, it's compound interest. This is where your money earns returns, and then those returns start earning their own returns. Over time, the snowball gets bigger and faster. The earlier you start, the more dramatic the effect. Take the story of two twins. One begins investing $50 a week at age 22. The other waits until 32 but invests $100 a week, double the amount. By retirement, the first twin ends up with more money, despite investing less overall. Why? Because time, not timing, is what makes compounding unstoppable. A college intern I read about started putting just $20 a week into a Roth IRA at 19. By retirement, with average market returns, she's on track for nearly $1 million. That's not luck. It's math working quietly in the background. The lesson? Don't wait for the perfect moment or a big salary. Start with whatever you can. $10, $20, $50 a week. Small amounts feel invisible today, but over decades, they transform into real freedom. Compound interest rewards consistency, not flash. And the best part, nobody sees it happening until it's too late to catch up. Number 4, live below the radar. Flashy wealth attracts attention. Quiet wealth builds freedom. People who practice stealth wealth know that every designer, purchase, luxury car, or oversized house isn't just expensive, it's an open invitation for judgment, envy, and unnecessary pressure. That's why the truly wealthy often look surprisingly ordinary. Warren Buffett is the classic example. Despite being worth billions, he still lives in the same modest Omaha house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He eats McDonald's, drives a regular car, and wears simple suits. To outsiders, he looks unassuming. But behind the curtain, his fortune has been compounding for decades. Living below the radar also protects you socially. Neighbors don't gossip about your money. Friends don't expect you to pick up every dinner tab. Strangers don't target you for loans or scams. You get to enjoy the benefits of wealth, security, freedom, opportunity without carrying the weight of public expectations. The key is simple. Focus on financial strength, not social signals. Drive the reliable car, wear normal clothes, and keep your lifestyle steady. Every dollar you don't spend proving yourself to others is a dollar that can quietly work for your future. That's how stealth wealth wins, by making you rich in freedom, not in appearances. Number 5, own. Instead of owe, debt makes people look rich today but poor tomorrow. Ownership makes you look average today but quietly wealthy in the long run. That's why stealth wealth builders avoid financing their lifestyle and focus on owning assets outright. Think about cars. Most people lease or finance, locking themselves into endless payments plus interest. They get the thrill of a shiny new ride, but it drains their cash flow every month. Meanwhile, someone practicing stealth wealth might drive a fully paid off used car. On the outside, it looks less impressive, but inside their accounts, they're keeping thousands that can be redirected into investments. The same goes for credit cards. Flashy spenders brag about rewards points while quietly paying interest that eats away their wealth. The stealth wealthy flip it. If they use credit at all, they pay in full every month. They own their lifestyle instead of owing for it. The payoff is massive. Every loan avoided means more cash to build assets, stocks, rental properties, businesses. Instead of being trapped by lenders, you're in control. You may not look wealthy when you choose ownership over debt, but over time, the compounding advantage becomes impossible to ignore. Stealth wealth isn't about showing off what you bought, it's about owning your freedom, debt-free. Number 6, use tax advantages. Here's a truth most people overlook. It's not just what you earn, it's what you keep. The stealth wealthy know this better than anyone, which is why they quietly master the tax game. They use legal advantages, retirement accounts, deductions, and smart investment choices to keep more money working for them instead of handing it over to the government. Take retirement accounts like a 401k or IRA. Every dollar you contribute not only grows tax deferred or even tax-free in a Roth, but it also lowers your taxable income today. That's a double win. Immediate savings and long-term growth. Someone quietly funneling $500 a month into these accounts won't look rich now, but decades later, they'll have a 7-figure nest egg, untouched by lifestyle creep or unnecessary taxes. Real estate investors use another tactic: depreciation. Even while their rental property is generating positive cash flow, the tax code often lets them report losses on paper, shielding income and keeping wealth compounding quietly in the background. The lesson is simple. Stealth wealth isn't about avoiding taxes, it's about playing the game smarter. By learning the rules and using the tools available, you make your money stretch further without drawing attention. Flashy spenders fight to earn more. The quiet wealthy win by keeping more of what they already make. Number 7, buy privacy with assets. Wealth isn't just about money, it's about control, and one of the smartest moves stealth wealth builders make is protecting their privacy. The less people know about what you own, the easier it is to build without interference, pressure, or unwanted attention. One common tactic is holding assets through entities like LLCs or trusts. For example, a woman I know owns 3 rental properties, but if you look them up in public records, you won't see her name. You'll see Oak Street Holdings, LLC. Tenants don't know who she is, neighbors don't pry, and relatives don't think she's a walking bank. She collects the income and builds wealth, all while staying invisible. Privacy also comes from resisting the urge to show off. Flashy car, everyone notices. Expensive watch, people start making assumptions. But if you keep things low-key, you avoid jealousy, handouts, and awkward financial conversations. The point isn't secrecy for its own sake, it's protection. Protecting your assets from gossip, protecting your peace of mind, and protecting your freedom to build wealth your way. When your money is invisible, it grows without friction, and nobody can interfere with a system they can't even see. Number 8, build multiple income streams. If you rely on just one paycheck, you're always one decision away from trouble. Stealth wealth builders understand this, which is why they quietly stack income streams. It's not about chasing every side hustle, it's about building steady, low-noise sources of money that keep flowing no matter what happens to their main job. Take the example of a teacher who started self-publishing ebooks in her spare time. She didn't talk about it much, didn't brag online, but within a few years, her side project was bringing in thousands each month. To her co-workers, she was just another teacher. In reality, she had doubled her income without anyone noticing. Other streams might include dividend-paying stocks, rental income, a small online business, or even freelancing on the side. Each stream may look small on its own, but together they create a cushion that makes financial stress disappear. The beauty is in the invisibility. Friends may assume you live on your salary alone, but behind the scenes, your money is coming from multiple directions. That's the stealth wealth advantage. You're never fully exposed to risk, and every extra stream quietly speeds up your path to freedom. Number 9. Keep cash flow positive wealth isn't built on income alone, it's built on the gap between what comes in and what goes out. Stealth wealth builders obsess over cash flow because no matter how much you make, if your expenses are higher, you're broke. Quietly wealthy people make sure the balance always tilts in their favor. Think of it this way, someone earning $200,000 but spending $220,000 a year is drowning in debt. Meanwhile, someone earning $60,000 but living on $40,000 is saving and investing $20,000 every year. On the outside, the high earner might look richer, but over time, the disciplined saver quietly pulls ahead. Cash flow also protects against emergencies. When your monthly expenses are lower than your income, you're not panicking when the car breaks down or a bill arrives. Instead, you can redirect extra money into investments, compounding your advantage. The rule is simple. Always aim for positive cash flow. Track your spending, cut the leaks, and live on less than you earn. The world won't notice the sacrifices, but over time, the results are impossible to hide. That steady surplus is what fuels stealth wealth. Quiet, consistent, unstoppable growth. Number 10. Stay educated quietly. The stealth wealthy know that the greatest investment isn't always financial, it's educational. But here's the difference. They don't brag about it. They quietly absorb knowledge that compounds over time, just like money. Warren Buffett famously spends about 5 hours a day reading. Annual reports, books, newspapers, he doesn't post about it, doesn't show it off. Yet that steady flow of information has shaped some of the smartest investment decisions in history. On a smaller scale, this could be reading one book a month about money, business, or psychology. It could be taking an online course to learn a skill that boosts your income, or simply surrounding yourself with smarter people and listening more than you talk. Meanwhile, most people waste hours gossiping, scrolling, or chasing trends. The quiet learners aren't loud, but they're always improving, and because nobody sees the work, everyone is shocked when success finally shows. That's the stealth advantage, silent preparation that pays off years later. Stay curious, keep learning, and let your knowledge compound behind the scenes. While others stay distracted, you're building the mindset and skills that make real wealth inevitable.